Hello, my dear children. Namaste, and welcome to this session, this super special, super useful session, wherein we are going to be talking about a few very, very simple tips, yet very, very effective tips to stay motivated through this exam season for the upcoming exam, basically. This is Ambika, your biology master teacher, right here on this super amazing platform, which is Vedantu 9th and 10th English. Well, guys, so hope everything is going fine at your end. And let us get started without wasting any time. As always, we start with a positive quote, right? So, this is it. Your only limit is your mind. Quite a number of times, I have often wondered, is there something that we have to specifically take care of, as in take the help of somebody else, put the blame on somebody else, or something at all like that when we are in really, really difficult situations? Well, the answer, all the answers basically lie within ourselves, within our mind. Because if we think we are strong, so be it. If we think we are weak, then definitely we are going to be weak and we are going to be proving it as well. So, your only limit is your mind. In case there's anything you feel is stopping you from doing your best, it's only your mindset that does it. All right, guys? So, try changing your mindset, your thoughts a little bit. See the difference for yourself. Okay, so let's get started. And as I told you, how to stay motivated for the upcoming exam, which means not just for class 10 CBSE and ICSE children, all state boards, all grades, whoever is going to be facing exams very soon, you will benefit from this. All right, guys? So, this is something important to keep in mind at this point of time as well, because many children, although you know that 2020 was a year of pandemic and your exam dates had to be changed and all of those, because normally in a normal case scenario right now in the month of March, you guys would have been full-fledged into writing your final exams, right? But then so many changes had to happen this year. But then let's be thankful to the fact that things are getting a lot better, right? So, keeping that in mind, let's just not think about anything negative. Let's make the best possible efforts. Let's take the best possible efforts to stay in the right state of mind, because I know that all of you have been working very, very hard through the entire year. Probably like this is perhaps the longest academic year ever, because I think last year, since the month of March or April, perhaps you've started studying for your 10th board exams. And right now, it's already close to 12 months, which means 14 months by the time you write your board exams. That's probably the longest academic year in our Indian education history ever. Well, I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let us get started. First of all, don't start celebrating too early. It can be very, very tempting to just sit back and relax and say, I deserve a lot of celebration. It's been a very, very long year, so I will start planning for my celebration right now. Remember, children, try to keep a distance from your post exam friends and stay focused on your work. When the time comes, we will get the time to celebrate. We will get the chance to celebrate. But I think that can wait. You know what? That celebration is going to be much, much, much more enjoyable if your exams go really, really well. And what do you have to do for that? Stay focused on your work right now. What do I have to do today so that my future can be a lot better? What do I have to do this very minute so that my future can be better? Right, guys? That sort of focus has to be there. So that is tip number one. Okay. Next one. Allow yourself small victories. Very important, because when I say don't start celebrating too early, it doesn't mean that all the celebrations have to be put off till the very end, till the month of June. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Well, if at all you have a cluster of exams coming up, which I think is quite likely, because for some of you, especially in 10th and 12th grade, probably still certain series of pre-boards are probably happening in some of your schools. And maybe your board exams, of course, they when they start, that's also going to look like a long series. So when you have a cluster of exams coming up, make sure that you manage your time in such a way that you plan it in such a way that you give yourself a very, very small reward after each exam. Needn't be something major, can be anything as simple as getting probably like 1 hour of extra sleep. If that's sleep is something that you really like, that's probably something that you can reward yourself with after you come back home from the exam hall after a particular exam, or maybe eat your favorite snack, or anything at all. Allow yourself probably half an hour of your favorite game, or anything at all, as long as you are in complete understanding with yourself that you will definitely not go beyond a certain limit in such a way that that is going to affect your upcoming exam, right? So that sense of responsibility completely lies on you. I trust you guys completely on that. You guys are super smart. You will definitely decide wisely what you deserve and what you don't, right, guys? Okay, right. So that was tip number 2. Now comes tip number 3. Use what works. Okay, so the thing is, you guys are most likely anywhere between 13 to 15 years of age, right? This channel, especially because it's called Vedantu 9th and 10th English, I think most of our users are going to be in the age group of 13 to 15, 13 to 16, I think, anywhere between this. So I'm sure all of you would have tried and tested certain study methods for yourselves in the past, consciously or unconsciously or subconsciously. That's not a problem, but just take a few minutes to analyze and think about your past, as in the times, the situations when you really performed well in a small class test, in a major exam, whatever it may be. How did you manage to succeed at that point of time? What worked for you? Don't think about the marks. What I'm saying is, this is something that I have also tried when I was in school, because sometimes it happens that when you write a particular exam, it just flows. Your thoughts just flow because you are so well prepared and you are so full of confidence and faith in yourselves that it just flows and feels so comfortable. It just, everything is very smooth. I can recall many instances like that. So think about those situations. What really went well for you? How come you were so calm and composed? What gave you that confidence? Definitely, it would have been your preparation strategy, right? Maybe you had slept really well the previous night. Maybe you had done some effective combined study with a couple of your friends, whatever it may be. Maybe you recorded your own lectures and kept listening to it over and over again. Whatever it may be, think back and analyze what worked for you, what did not work for you. Right, children? I'm sure you will come up with something or the other. For sure. Trust me on this. That's why I said you guys are responsible teenagers between the ages of 13 to 16. Definitely, by now, you guys would have had at least a bit of experience experimenting on various methods of study like this. Right, guys? So use what works. So this is based on your own experience and not based on another person's experience. All right? Yes. Now, tip number 4. Keep on top by staying organized. So basically, what do you do? Making a proper timetable is super important. We all keep talking about this 1 month strategy, 2 month strategy, 2 week strategy, 1 week strategy. What do you do on the eve of the exam? We talk about all this. But it's completely up to you to make sure that you are organized, not just in making a timetable, but in ensuring that it's going to be a very realistic one, and in ensuring that everything that you might need in the days to come are all in an organized manner in front of you and around you. Right, guys? That's a super duper important. Okay, children? So make sure that instead of worrying about that huge chunk of syllabus piled up in front of you, make sure you break it down into very small chunks. This is why a timetable really helps. Making a timetable, maybe a 2 month timetable or a 1 month timetable, is completely up to you. But right now, when you sit down to study, what is your task at hand? Today, you have to complete this. Say, for example, today I am going to do 50% of the chapter life processes from biology. I'm going to do 50% of, I'm not sure what chapters you have in other subjects, maybe like maths or something like that, maybe statistics, say, for example. Today I'm going to do 50% of statistics from maths. That's it. Say, for example, this is your plan. Make sure you focus only on that, only and only on that. Because before sitting down to study right now, you've already done your job of planning for the entire month or the entire 2 months. So that will be taken care of automatically. You yourself have automatically taken care of it. So what do you do right now? Focus on the task at hand. Today, if you have to finish half of life processes and half of statistics or any other subject or any other chapter, focus only on that. Do whatever you can to complete them. Take time one day at a time, right? Take your days one day at a time and take each day every minute at a time or every few minutes at a time. Children, I will add one more thing here. I always talk about what we call the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique. Make sure you practice this. Pomodoro technique is super effective in breaking down your tasks into really small and simple ones so that your productivity is a lot better. Children, this is important because you end up becoming a much smarter learner and not really a hard learner. It's not important for you to get all worked up and seem very busy to another person, right? That's not at all important. Are you working smart rather than working hard? That's all that matters. And that is what matters. Right, guys? So, this is tip number 4. Stay organized. Make sure you break down your work into small, manageable chunks. All right. Now, next one. Very important. Yes, children, study with the right friends. Making studying into a social activity can help make it seem less of a drag, seem like less of a drag. That is so true. But I think, guys, I have already told you this. Studying with friends or studying by yourself is completely your choice. Okay, so I myself might have told you several of my instances, my personal experience, wherein I generally, overall, I used to be the kind of student who would prefer studying on my own. But in my school days, I had two friends. One of them who was also my neighbor, and we had such a good sync with each other. She and I used to do the most effective combined study sessions ever. If at all you have a friend or a group of friends like that, nothing better than that. Right, children? So try it out for yourself. I think in one of my previous videos also, wherein I spoke about boost your study skills for board exam 2021, I remember mentioning this. In a study group, if at all there's any difficult topic, say for example, the working of the heart seems very difficult for you, but somebody else in the group knows it really well. Probably something that they find hard is very easy for you. So what do? You basically teach each other. When you hear it from your friends, you may learn it better. You may learn it more effectively. You have that rapport with them, right? And also, the advantage for you, if you are the teacher in your group, is that you tend to remember it like 60, 70 times better than any other method of studying. Trust me on this. Try it out if at all you have the right kind of combined study group. In case you prefer to study on your own, that's completely okay. That's the case. Look into the mirror, look at your reflection. You could probably even have a recorder like maybe your phone or any sort of a voice recording device next to you. You could read out and keep listening to it whenever you, on those days when you feel really tired and you really don't feel like reading up much. That's also okay. Learning in your own voice, hearing your own voice can make you much more confident. This is also something that I have tried when I was in school. But of course, back in those days, we did not have so many common recording devices which were so easy to carry around. So there were challenges that way. But even then, that's something that I have tried out. Okay? Right. Now coming to tip number 6. Remember, whatever you do, whatever you don't do, remember to take care of yourself. Because you need to relax. Your mind should be given the chance to refresh itself so that it can work optimally when you sit down for the next study session. Quite often, the mistake that we commit when we are students and even when we are adults as well, probably we get worse as we age, I think, in this sense, because we think that especially during our youth and in our teens, in our 20s, in our 30s, we end up getting this attitude that we really don't have the time for anything. I can't afford to relax. Oh my goodness, I just can't afford to sit down for a minute. I can't afford to sit down for 5 minutes. My favorite activities are painting, drawing, music, and all of those, but I don't have the time for that. No, nothing at all like that. We will still have the same 24 hours in a day. Right now, we have always had only 24 hours, even as kids. And even in future, that's all that we are going to be having, right? So it's all upon our thoughts to decide what we can do, what we can't do in a particular day. Make sure you give at least 15 minutes of time in a day to something that you like. Taking care of yourself cannot get any better. Giving yourself the time and space to do something you like, whatever it may be, anything that you wholeheartedly enjoy. As I always say, it could be anything at all, children. Painting, drawing, maybe singing a song, learning to dance, probably, or I don't know, name it and it's there. List of activities, right? But not something like playing games on social media or chatting with friends on social media. No. So those are strict no-nos, as I would say, because that has the risk, those things have a risk of uh, stretching the time that you might otherwise take for the other activities. Because what you intended to do in 15 minutes quite possibly may go up to 1 hour, 2 hours, who knows? And then you're going to waste your day, feel guilty about yourself, and then having to start from scratch. Why do you have to put yourself in that kind of a situation? Right, guys? So make sure you do anything possible to relax, to rest yourself. Yoga, meditation. Listen to the guided meditation video that I have put up on this channel a few days back. That will also help you. Anything at all. Simple yoga postures, taking a walk out in the garden, not just going out on a jog. Just get yourself to breathe deep, relax, and eat well without eating any junk food, because junk food can also get in the way of clear thinking. Right, children? Yes, so those are the major tips that I wanted to give you. Very simple and very, very effective ones. Children, and let me add, we've got amazing courses available out there on Vedantu Pro subscription. So please click in the link in the description box down there, or it's also given in the as a pinned comment in the comment section below. Remember the coupon code, which is AMBPRO. Okay, make sure that you give it a try, give it a shot at least once. Just attend one of our master classes and see for yourself what it feels like, and then take a decision, right, children? Because certainly it can go a long way in saving your time and energy in crash courses and revisions, right? Okay, so that's about it, children, from my side. In case there's anything you would like to add to this, please feel free to put it in the comment section below. I would love to see all your comments. And please click on the like button if you have enjoyed this, if you have found it useful. Share it with all your friends, regardless of whichever board, grade, whatever exam they may be appearing for. Please share it with them, because as I always tell you, sharing is definitely caring. All right, guys? And stay subscribed and spread word about the channel Vedantu 9th and 10th English, because as you know, we have been and we will continue to work hard for you always. We will just put in our best efforts so that your learning process is a lot simpler than you ever thought. Right, children? That's about it from my side. So until we meet again, remember to stay healthy and stay happy. That's all that matters. Bye bye.